All right, it's about 2 minutes after, so we'll go ahead and get started here. I wanted to begin by thanking you all for being here today. I know learning new platforms can be challenging, so hopefully today's presentation you can walk away with a lot of new tips and tricks. But again, we're here to learn about the new platform. But before we get into that, I'm going to introduce myself. My name is TJ Diggins. I am the customer success representative with vLex. Specifically on the alliances team. So I work with our bar partners spread out across the US to ensure their members, so all of you who are joined today, can successfully navigate the vLex Fastcase platform and you know all the tools and things available to you to help with your research process. And as customer success representative, my goal is to ensure you as bar members receive the maximum value possible from the platform. So I do offer myself as a resource, a personal resource to you at any time, because I think it's my responsibility to be your voice within our company. I want to receive feedback. I want to answer questions that you may have. So just know I will be providing my contact information as well as our support team's contact information at the end of today's presentation. So you can rest assured any questions or comments will be addressed timely. And now a lot of you are already familiar with the Fastcase name, or at least I hope you're already familiar with the Fastcase name, but I do want to provide a little background on vLex and how the two companies came together to provide what we're going to take a look at today. So both vLex and Fastcase are two trailblazing companies in the legal research world and the legal technology world. And although they originate from different parts of the world, we share a common mission, and that is to democratize access to the law. And we want to revolutionize how attorneys engage with legal information. And vLex was actually created in Spain in 1998 and Fastcase here in the United States in 1999. But from the very beginning, both companies recognized that the law should be accessible to everyone, not just those with successful practices or deep pockets. And while our mission was aligned, the challenge still remained for us. How could we bring that vision to life? And the answer we found was in the heart of the legal community with bar associations or bars. You know, whether that's local, specialty, or state, bar associations are the unifying thread that connects attorneys across the globe. And by partnering with these associations, we found the perfect channel to reach legal professionals everywhere. And now if you fast forward 25 years later, we have over 3 million attorneys worldwide with direct access to their country's legal resources thanks to this strategic partnership. And that means a great deal to us. It means that we're achieving the mission that we set out to achieve. And this is actually where you as bar members come into our story. You know, our mission is not just about providing you access, it's about empowering you by putting the law directly in your hands. And today we invite you to become part of that journey, a journey that started with a shared vision to democratize the law and continues with you at its center. And speaking of journeys, let's take a look at the journey we're going to embark upon today with our agenda here. So to begin, we'll look at how you can log in to the vLex Fastcase platform. How do you gain access to it? And the quick answer is through your bar website. So no matter what bar you're with, it'll always be the same process. I'm located in the state of Georgia, so I will be using the State Bar of Georgia as an example. However, it is very similar across all of the bar organizations on how you can log into the platform through the bar website. But once we're on the platform, I will walk us through the resource center, so pointing you out all the tools and resources you have available to you to help learn and understand the platform. Then we'll look at our different search features. We have a general search and an advanced search. So I will do some examples using both of those search methods. And then I'll highlight the organizational tools as well, so you can remain efficient with your research and you know what all you can do on the document level and staying organized. But then on the document level, we will do a full breakdown of the document level, the different tools and things that you have access to. And I'll provide some tips and tricks along the way. And at the end of the presentation, we'll leave about 5 to 10 minutes or so for some questions. So if you do have any questions, feel free to please go ahead and ask those. We have a questions channel that you should be able to access and type your questions into. At any point when I'm covering something, if you want to go ahead and enter your question there, I will address all of those towards the end of the presentation. So we will come back around to some questions and answers. But with that, let's go ahead and jump over to the bar website. And as I mentioned, we'll be using the State Bar of Georgia here as an example. But again, no matter what bar you're associated with, as your member benefits, you do receive access to the vLex Fastcase platform. But all of the logins are going to be a little different depending on the bar website and how that's structured. So for the State Bar of Georgia specifically, I would suggest going ahead and logging into your bar-specific, using your bar-specific credentials before trying to access the research platform. However, you can also go ahead and scroll down to find that. For this example, it would be under for lawyers, and they've actually highlighted the vLex Fastcase benefit right here. So if you're already signed in, you can click the vLex Fastcase button there, and that'll take you to the research platform directly. And some bars will also do, they'll have like the member benefits listed here, so we can take a look at that. You can also find it in a couple of different areas on the bar website. Hopefully your bar has made it very easy for you to jump into your legal research benefit. However, as you can see here, benefits of membership, you can scroll down to find a couple of different categories, but they've also highlighted vLex Fastcase legal research here and provided a little bit of information for us to find out more about it. And you can read again some more information there, and then at the bottom you can actually go directly to vLex Fastcase from this page as well. So we'll go ahead and click there, and then that'll take us over to the platform. And since all of us are using different bar websites, we won't spend too much more time on that. But here we are on the vLex Fastcase platform, and now I'm going to begin our journey in the platform with our resource center. So down here at the bottom, if it is your first time logging in, and even before you actually get to this page, I apologize, let me back up a little bit, you will be met with an onboarding screen. So there will be a quick form for you to fill out here. It's just going to ask you for your name, your email address, and a little bit about your specific practice areas and jurisdiction. And that is so we can customize the account to you specifically, the bar members. But once you've completed that, again, it'll only take about a minute or so to complete, actually probably even less than that. Then you will land here on our homepage. And moving on here, we've got our Get Started button. So if it is your first time logging in, you will have the button displayed here with the Get Started and some specific guided tours that we think are the best way to start navigating in the platform. And you can click on these to then walk you through those steps, but they're not required, and we will be covering all of these today, so don't feel like you have to do this whenever you get to this point. Hopefully many of you have already gone through this checklist, but again, you can just dismiss this, and that will take away the number there that we saw. So the number 4 there, that'll just dismiss that and leave you with the icon here to access the resource center to open that back up. Now, underneath our suggested tours here, we have all of our guided tours listed, so you can find additional tours to help walk you through specific features and different tools on the platform. But in my opinion, the best way to familiarize yourself with some of the features here in the platform is going to be in our knowledge base website. So if we click on knowledge base here, that'll actually open up a list of articles that connect you to our knowledge base webpage. And you can generally find our knowledge base at support.vlex.com, or you can hit this icon here, and that will take you, open a new tab on your computer and take you over to our knowledge base. So as you can see, we've got a full table of contents with all of the features and things for you to explore the different tools and learn about those. But if we go back to our platform here, you can also search for that information that you may be interested in reading about or learning about right here in the Resource Center. So maybe it's advanced searching that we are interested in. What we can do is start typing in the search bar there and find the most relevant article for our purposes. And again, if you just click on this, it will take you to our knowledge base website. So just be aware of that. It will open a new tab and allow you to start reading and expanding your knowledge on the vLex Fastcase platform. As you can see, we've got some helpful screenshots, some copy, and even at the very bottom, we also have a video walkthrough on how to conduct certain features as well. So a great resource here for you to rely on to understand and learn in the platform. And then underneath our knowledge base page here, we have some training sessions. Some of you may have even found today's training session through following this section here, but if we expand that, you'll see a few different webinars that we have available for you to register for. And we will be providing quite a few different opportunities to attend these webinars. But even if you can't actually attend as you are today, even if you register, you will receive a video recording, including today's webinar. So if you've registered, you will receive a video recording of the training, even if you did not attend. But there's a couple of different categories here for you to explore. Today's is the general overview webinar. We also have an advanced searching webinar, a little bit shorter format, 30 minutes, and that's just a targeted training on efficient search techniques. We will take a look a little bit at that today, so but we'll do a little bit more in-depth on this training here. And then we also have an informative session on how you can actually upgrade your base level plan in vLex Fastcase as well. So a lot of good information, a lot of good training information there for you to register for. And then underneath our training sessions, we've got some video tutorials similar to on the knowledge base website. These will provide you with some helpful information about how to work the tools and features in the platform. And you can actually access all of our vLex videos on our Vimeo page through this link as well. Now, we also have a few ways for you to get in contact with us through our Resource Center. And down here at the bottom, you'll notice we have an email or a little envelope here. That's going to be our email address. So you can get in contact with us through the help desk email, the helpdesk-us@vlex.com. That is our support team's email. So if you do have any research questions or trouble navigating the platform, in addition to myself, our support team is going to be your best bet on helping you achieve whatever you need to get done. So feel free to reach out to them through email there. They are available Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern. So just be aware of that. Our members are local to the US, so we've got some members spread across the US, but we have a large window, as I mentioned, 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. to get in contact with them. Now, in addition to email, you also have the ability to start a chat with our support team members through the icon here on the bottom right. And once you start a chat with us, it'll actually begin with some automated information. It'll ask you for your name and a little bit about the issue that you're experiencing or what you're looking to find in the platform. And that's just helpful for our support team whenever they log into the chat, so they can quickly be able to assist you and get you moving along efficiently. That covers our Resource Center there. So again, the suggested steps, this is just for first-time users logging in to complete that checklist. As I mentioned, you can dismiss that. And then a couple of our helpful resources there and some contact information at the bottom. But we will go ahead and minimize that now. And we'll move into the platform here. And I'll begin our tour with some consistent features that will remain on your website or web page here, no matter what page of the platform you navigate to. and that is going to be the left-hand navigational menu here and our top bar. So no matter if you're on a document level, in the advanced search tool, or you're in your folders, these two fields will remain populated here, so you can quickly navigate to different sections of the platform, or jump back into a new search. And I'll cover these broadly, but I will go into more detail later on in our presentation on some of these tools. So starting on the left-hand side here, underneath the vLex Fastcase logo, as you can see right now, we are currently on our home page, so it's highlighted a little bit different shade. You can see that. And then underneath our home page, we have our Vincent AI button. I'll mention that Vincent AI is not actually included in any of the bar plans, so you would have to upgrade your account to use our Vincent AI tool, but that doesn't mean you don't have access to certain Vincent AI tools and features in the base plan. I will cover some of that information later on in the presentation. But quickly, if we just visit that, Vincent AI, we do offer a 3-day free trial for you to try the AI tool. I would suggest trying that out at your convenience whenever you have the most time to play around with that feature, because it can help with a lot of tedious legal tasks and help you with your research. But I'm not going to spend too much time on that today because it's not included in your bar plan. But if you have questions about the Vincent AI tool and how you can incorporate that in your practice, feel free to ask questions at the end of the presentation, or go ahead and ask questions about that, and I will answer them at the end of the presentation, or you can reach out to me via email. Then we have our advanced search tool here, and this is a form fill search. So we will do a deep dive on the advanced search page, how you can use the forms to get really granular with your research. But then we've got browse here. Browsing is pretty easy in the platform. Maybe we're interested in finding Georgia statutes. What we can do is go to browse, and you can start by either jurisdiction or just go straight into statutes here. I'm going to start by browsing by jurisdiction, find Georgia, and then the content that we want to find is statutes. And as you can see, it's just filtering down into additional sections where we can continue to browse in the platform. Now, at any point, you can use the search bar up at the very top to jump to a specific section. So maybe we want to find the crimes and offenses code. We can go here, just type it in at the top there, and continue to filter down. And I wanted to get to a point here where we're met with this icon, because this is a little bit different. As you can see, I have been filtering down into these specific sections. But once you get to a point where you see this icon, that means it's the end of the road for your browsing if you click on this. So that's going to take you either to the document level or to a list of documents that falls under this criteria or whatever section you're clicking into. So just be aware of that. If you can continue to filter down and browse further, it will have the arrow there to let you know. Now, under our browse button, we have the folders here, and I'll cover the folders at the end of the presentation, but that's just that's where your organizational tools live. You can find your favorited documents there and create folders to remain efficient. Now, we also have a help button here, pretty similar to our resource center, where you can find additional information to help you navigate the platform. If we expand on that, you can actually provide us with your feedback via a survey. Highly recommend you send your feedback to us so we can consistently improve upon our product. We always want feedback from our users. The knowledge base, as I've already highlighted, and then a contact help desk, and even our phone number. So this is actually our support team's phone number here at the bottom of this page. If you need immediate assistance, feel free to give us a call at the 866 number there, and our support team will do its best to help you out with whatever you need. And then at the very bottom here on the navigational bar is the state bar logo. So it's either the state bar logo or just the state bar name, or just bar name. followed by the plan. So for the State Bar of Georgia specifically, their plan includes the vLex Fastcase United States core plan and the docket alarm essential content. So that is a little bit different than most of our other bar partners. Only Texas and Nevada also have the US core and docket alarm essential content here. But you could only have just vLex Fastcase state core. So that would, and the difference between the plans is if you have just state core, it would say vLex Fastcase Florida core. That would mean that you have access to the Florida primary content and any related federal content. So directly specific to the primary materials from the state of Florida, so cases, statutes, regulations, constitutions, etc. But then you could also have the vLex Fastcase United States core, which opens up access to all 50 states and international, or excuse me, all 50 states and federal primary materials as well. So a lot of information there that you could have access to. And then getting to our third plan is the vLex Fastcase United States core plus docket alarm essential, and that just adds the docket alarm content, so briefs, pleadings, motions, and order content to your vLex Fastcase platform. And that could be really helpful if you're involved in litigation, because it allows you access to millions of case filings across state and federal trial courts. And if you have questions about how you can upgrade your access, as I mentioned, we do have a specific training webinar dedicated to that, but I'm happy to also answer any questions via email about that and how to upgrade to include any of the other content that we discussed throughout the training. So that's our left-hand navigational bar here, and we'll move on to our top bar now, starting with our history icon here. Now, anytime you run a search in the vLex Fastcase platform, it will track that. So you can come back and review any of your history through the history icon here. It provides you with the date and timestamp, so you can easily pick up right where you leave off. If you have to jump to a hearing or deposition or whatever it may be, you can quickly jump right back into not only your search results, but even jump right back into a document that you may have been looking at as well. And next to our history icon here, we have our general search bar. So this is a little bit different than the Fastcase 7 platform. vLex Fastcase has the search bar up at the very top of the page instead of kind of right in the middle of the page. So just be aware of that. It is a little bit different, but you should have the ability to quickly jump right into your research once you land on our platform here. And you can use normal language in our general search bar. You don't have to use advanced operators or Boolean operators, which we will discuss a little bit more later on. However, you can use those in this section as well. Now, next to the general search bar is our jurisdictional tool. So if you have the US core plan, it'll actually default to United States. So anytime you run a search, that will search any and all of the primary content in the platform within the United States jurisdiction, including federal. But if you wanted to adjust this and set a default here, you can just click on the drop-down button there, and that'll allow you to select which specific jurisdiction you want to include when you research. So for our example, we can choose Georgia here, and you can do two things. You can apply that as a one-off search. So maybe you're only interested in using that jurisdiction for one time. You can hit apply, but maybe you only practice in Georgia and you only want to include that as your jurisdiction. Anytime you run a search, you can easily just hit apply and save as default, and that will default the Georgia jurisdiction to populate in your jurisdictional tool for any time you run a search. Now we also have the federal content here you can select from. You can include related federal, so we could do Georgia and then include related federal to Georgia, or we can even do the circuit. Maybe we want to include the appellate circuit in our search. You can also select that information as well. So for our example today, we'll just leave Georgia and I'll hit apply. Actually, let's open it up a little bit. Let's do include related federal here and hit apply. And so you can see it added Georgia and then all the related federal jurisdictions for us to search as well. Then next to the jurisdictional tool, we have our search icon here. Very easy to click and run a search. You can also just type information into the general search bar and then use the enter button on your keyboard to run a search as well. You don't have to click the icon there. And then to the right of that, we have another Vincent AI button, just going to take you to the Vincent, same place as this tool here. And then our account drop-down menu. So underneath the account drop-down menu here, we have the ability to adjust a couple of things. We can adjust our language settings. We can manage our account. We can manage our alerts. So I'll show you how you can create case alerts so you can stay up to date on any specific search criteria when it's added to the platform. And then we also have the ability to stop history tracking as well. So as you recall, in our history icon here, any searches we conduct will populate here, but we can turn that off. And this is just an added level of security that we've included on the platform for your convenience. And then terms and conditions and privacy policy here as well for you to review, followed by the ability to return to Fastcase 7. And with that being said, I wanted to mention that although you can return to the Fastcase 7 platform, you are a step ahead today. You're learning the new platform vLex Fastcase, and that's good because the Fastcase 7 platform will be shut off in the future. We still don't have a set date on when access to that platform will be turned off, but you do currently still have the ability to return to Fastcase 7. And then you can log out as well. All right, so that covered the navigational bar here in our top bar. And now let's go ahead and jump into the home page. So we'll start with the card section up at the very top. And this is what we refer to as cards here. This is just a great way for us to push out messages and make you aware of specific tools that may help you learn the platform better or may help you with your research process. One of those is the Get Started with Vincent AI. That's going to allow you to just start a trial. The proficiency test, right now this isn't geared to US jurisdiction, but I am in the process of creating a US jurisdiction specific test, but feel free to go ahead and start that if you have the option. But then I think the most beneficial card here is the vLex for Word plugin tool. And I know a lot of you probably use Word to draft legal documents, or you just use Word generally throughout the day. And this is a great tool to add to your toolkit because with the vLex for Word plugin, you can actually you link directly to cases and documents right in the vLex Fastcase platform from your Word document. So that allows you to do a couple of things. It'll allow you to expand your understanding of a case. And this is when you're referencing, so you're citing to a case. If the vLex for Word plugin recognizes that case as one in our platform, it'll allow you to link straight. You can click on it and link straight through to the vLex Fastcase platform here, so you can see whether or not you're relying on good law for your drafting, and just so you can continue to expand your understanding of a case that you're citing to. One other thing is as I mentioned, you want to make sure you're citing good law when you're drafting. So with the vLex for Word plugin, it'll actually give you a list of the cases that you're citing and let you know whether or not there's any sort of negative connection to that case. Like a negative, it's our Search Citator tool that's connected to the vLex for Word plugin tool. And this also could be helpful if someone else from your office or some other attorney has sent you a document in Word that references cases you're not familiar with. You can quickly jump right into the vLex Fastcase platform to rely on the primary law material. Now, moving on in our homepage here, we'll jump into our news feed down here at the bottom. And this is just customizable to you specifically. We wanted to provide you with some additional information and content that could be relatable to your practice area or your specific interests. And this is fully customizable to what you want to stay up to date on, right? So if you wanted to edit the content that is being populated down here, you can do that under the Edit Your vLex button. But you'll notice under our articles, we've got some smart topic hashtags. And these work very similarly to social media hashtags. They're just a way for you to explore content surrounding this specific practice area or jurisdiction. And to add additional smart topics, what you can do is click on the Edit Your vLex button here. And that will open up our smart topics list. Right now, you can see I only have 2 selected. I've got the state of Georgia and the federal jurisdiction selected. Maybe we practice across state lines, so we want to include Florida content as well. But we also, maybe we're only interested in certain practice areas. Maybe it's patent law that we're interested in. If you search for that, you can then add it to your smart topics categories. Or maybe it's environmental law. You can easily just use the slider to add that to your smart topics list. Now, to update, and this is important because this is set up to send you digest emails in our system for those smart topics. So if you're receiving emails and you may not know why, it may actually be because of our digest emails here. So come in here and you can actually adjust this to your preference, whether you want to receive those weekly, daily, or not at all. If you do adjust any of these preferences, just make sure you hit the Update Preferences button down at the bottom there. But we'll go back to our home page there, and then that will update with the additional categories that you've added to your smart topics and populate additional articles. So now I think it's a good time to go ahead and start talking about the search features in the platform. We've covered a lot of the tools and information that you can customize in the platform here, but let's go ahead and start with a general search using our general search bar up at the top. We'll be searching the Georgia jurisdiction and the related federal content here. And I'm going to keep it really broad, so we'll start with just a broad search topic here. And as you can see, when I'm typing, we will be provided with some suggested searches and some suggested documents that may fit what we're looking for. If you click on any of the suggested searches, you will be taken to a search results page fitting that criteria. Or if you click on any of the document links here, that'll just take you to the specific document itself. However, I don't see what I'm looking for specifically here, so we'll continue to type. And I'm just going to leave it there, very broad statute of limitations, and hit the search icon here. All right, so now we are on the search results page, and I wanted to begin with the left-hand side of this page. And actually, before we even do that, I wanted to highlight the number of results that we've returned. So statute of limitations is a pretty broad search topic. We've populated over 38,000 results, a little bit more than I want to have to go through to find what I need. So let's start to highlight some of the ways we can start to narrow our content down a little bit further. Starting with our search and results bar here, this will allow you to search within the results that we've already populated in this list. So out of that 38,000, you can add additional terms and information in this section to continue to narrow your search a little bit further. So maybe it's specifically torts that we're interested in finding out information about the statute of limitations. We can add that to our list. And as you can see, we went from 38,000 down to just a little over 4,000 there. And a quick note here, you can add Boolean operators in this as well. So maybe we wanted to exclude information from populating. We could do and not, and then followed by a term. And then continuing on here, we've got our different content libraries. So you can see it's got a number beside the different content libraries here for you to see exactly how many documents we've returned under that section. Maybe you're only interested in finding cases that have to do with statute of limitations and torts. You can highlight the cases there. And as we continue to scroll down, not everyone will have access to the court materials and the briefs, pleadings, motions, and order content. This is the docket alarm essential content here, so I just wanted to highlight that quickly. You can explore that information if you click on either of those, but mostly you'll have just the information above there where you can find secondary materials as well as your primary materials as well. But a couple of additional ways to continue to filter your results here. Maybe we didn't select the correct jurisdiction when we first ran our search. You can adjust that by selecting more jurisdictions or deselecting anything you don't want to include. But then you can also add a specific court. So since we're highlighted on cases right now, it's asking, do you have a specific court you want to search in? You can easily click into there. We'll provide some suggested courts that you may be interested in reviewing. However, you can generally start searching in this by typing and find the court you specifically want to look for that information in. Then you may also have some specific authorities that you want to be included in your research, so you can add those here as well. And then down at the bottom, we've got the date range slider. So here you can customize the date range that you're looking for information you want to find. You can just start by sliding that over, but be careful whenever you do this, because once you release your mouse, it will automatically update your search results. So just be aware of that when you're using the date range sliders. And before we jump into the actual search results that we've populated here, I wanted to highlight our advanced search page. So if you recall, we started our search in the general search bar up at the top here. But let's take our search that we've already conducted into an advanced search. And if you do start your search with a general search and you want to move into an advanced search, instead of clicking on the advanced search button or this icon here, you can scroll down to the bottom of the page and find more search options in advanced search here. And this will allow you to take the search that you've already conducted and move that seamlessly over to an advanced search rather than starting your search over. So we've got our jurisdiction that we have selected. If we scroll back up to the top, and you'll notice over on the left-hand side as well that we've moved to the advanced search page. Again, we can easily adjust the jurisdiction and then the content library as well that we want to populate. Right now, since we have cases selected, at the very bottom, it'll ask us for some case-specific information that we can enter to get granular with our legal research. So maybe we are looking for a specific case. If you know the case name, you can enter that there. Again, the court, if you want to add the court, just start searching for that information. Maybe it's a specific judge or cited authorities. Again, these are all customizable, but not required to run your search. So you can easily just use the words category here and the jurisdiction and content library to run your search before hitting the search button. This is just added to help you get even more granular. And I also wanted to mention that depending on the content library you have selected, so we were on cases, but now that we've moved to statutes, if you scroll down, that will adjust the fields that you can enter information in down at the bottom. Now, moving into the words category here, I'm going to break these down for us so we know exactly which of these search categories we can use to best find the most accurate information in our search results. So we'll go back to cases here, and we'll leave all of our jurisdictions that we have selected. And I'll start with all the words. So all the words is going to be, if you're familiar with Boolean operators, it's an AND search. So any of the terms that we enter in here all of those words will be populated in a document in our search results page. So we'll use our statute of limitations example. That's going to allow us to search for statute and limitations, and as long as both of those words are included in a document, they will populate in our search results. Now, maybe we're looking to get a little bit more specific than that. What we can do is use the next category down here, the exact phrase search, and that will allow us to find only content in our search results that includes the full phrase statute of limitations. So with this one, be careful with your spelling and your punctuation and grammar because it will pull the exact phrase that you're searching. Now for this next example, words in proximity, I'm going to leave the exact phrase statute of limitations where it is, but maybe we also wanted to find some additional information that may be nearby our exact phrase statute of limitations. What we can do is add additional terms into this search bar, and that will allow us to search up to 20 terms either before or after our exact phrase. So for example, again, maybe we were looking for torts, the word tort, either 20 terms before or after the statute of limitations phrase. That will populate any of those in our search results. And you can actually limit this as well. So you can limit that by using the / button and the number 1 through 20 to allow you to minimize the amount of terms between the key phrase or the keyword and the words in proximity. Then we've got the any word section here. And this is what I would refer to as an or search. So maybe you don't know if a document references whether something is considered a gun or a firearm. What you can do is put the words in there, gun, firearm, and that will allow us to search and populate results that include either the word gun or the word firearm there. Now for this next section, we've got none of the words here. This is an exclusionary search. So maybe we wanted to exclude any information populating in our search results that have to do with torts. We can add the exclusionary term there, and that will limit or omit any of that information from populating in our search results page. Now at the bottom here, we've got the advanced operators category. And from there, you can, I'm just going to highlight my mouse over the question mark because we have a few different advanced operators that you can utilize throughout the platform to run your searches and get a little bit more granular with the content you're populating. So great cheat sheet there for you to utilize in the general search bar. You can use all of these in the general search bar or the search it within results bar, or you can, as I mentioned, use the words here in the different sections. Now, if I didn't explain these very well, you can also highlight or hover your mouse over any of the question marks to read a little bit more about exactly how you can use those different categories as well. All right, so let's get back into our search results. But actually, before we do that, I wanted to highlight one additional feature here. You can save an alert. So as I mentioned, you can save specific search alerts for any of the criteria. And to do that, you can hit the Save as an Alert button. Apologies, our Get Started button is in the way here, but this says Save as an Alert. And once you click that, okay, apparently there was an undefined error performing that action. You should have the ability to save that as an alert. Apologies for this example. But to reference any of your search alerts, you can easily reference those by going to the account drop-down menu in the top right corner, and then clicking on the Manage Your Alerts. And then you'll be able to receive those alerts directly via email for any new content that falls within that search criteria that's entered into our platform. So you can stay up to date on anything meeting that specific search. So any of the search alerts you have created will have a description of that search, the jurisdiction you have selected, the specific content library, when that was created, and a couple of other fields that you can adjust. You can pause these, you can delete them, you can add to them, edit them, and you can also even create new alerts right from this page as well. We'll go back to our advanced search page and then jump into our search results. So again, want to make sure we've got the jurisdiction selected, the content library we're looking for. We've got our exact phrase here. So now I'm only going to be searching for the exact phrase statute of limitations, and we'll go ahead and run this search. You'll notice it added the quotation marks there. That's just a Boolean operator for exact phrase. It'll put a term or a phrase in quotations, and that's just letting you know that that's an exact phrase search. But let's go ahead and break down our document results now. So a couple of things we can do here. We can sort by relevance, and that's actually the default. So it'll provide you with the most relevant results in your search results list. But we can actually choose to populate the most recent content, the oldest content, or the most cited content in this list also. And to the right of the documents here, you can see there's checkboxes. What we can do with that is a couple of different things here. You can add these to a folder, and this is for organizational purposes. If you don't already have a folder created, it'll ask you to create one. So we'll go ahead and hit apply for the demo folder that we just made there, and that will take these three cases and move those into that folder that we just created. Now you can also create an alert right from this page, and you can even download the documents as well. You can do the full documents or the search listings as well. Now getting into the results themselves here, next to the case name, you may have noticed the indicators here. This is our search citator tool, and it'll let you know whether or not a case may no longer be considered good law. So as you can see, the Wilson v. Garcia case here, that has been overruled by statute. And if we expand on that, you'll see exactly where it was recognized as being overruled. It also provides a little bit of information about the number of citations to that case and the last time it was cited to. We have a few different citator identifiers there. The red is any sort of negative treatment type, so if it's been overruled. But then we also have some positive treatment as well. So if you see a yellow indicator, that just means a case has been distinguished. And you can find where that may have been distinguished and a little bit more citation information. Then we also have orange. Let's see if it's populated here. I'm only seeing yellow and red right now, but the orange is just questions treatment types. So we've got red, which is positive, or excuse me, red, which is negative, yellow, which is positive, and then orange, which is just questioned treatments. We're getting a little low on time, so let me go ahead and jump into the document level here with Wilson v. Garcia case. Starting on the left-hand side, you can search in the document. So very helpful if you've got a rather large document you're looking at. You're only interested in specific content or information from that document. You can use the search in the document bar there to populate that. So you see all the different times that word has been referenced throughout the document, and you can jump right to the specific passage. But then under that, we've got our table of contents. You can easily jump to maybe the dissenting opinions. You're only looking for dissenting opinions or any of the different categories throughout the document you're reviewing. And then we'll go ahead and jump into the middle bit of information. Starting at the very top, we've got all of your important information, the decision date, the citations that you can copy to your clipboard, what court this matter was heard in, the docket number, and the party information as well. And underneath that, we've got the case analysis section. So this is an example of how we're harnessing the powers of our Vincent AI tool and providing it to you in your member benefit plan. So no matter what bar you're associated with, you will have access to the case analysis section. If you're looking at a document, it'll provide you with the legal issue, some head notes, and some key paragraphs and key phrases from within the document. So a really helpful tool to stay efficient and make sure you're on the right track. Make sure you're looking at the right cases that may apply to your specific use case. Quickly, you can highlight key paragraphs or turn those on and off using the checkbox here. You'll notice on the right-hand side of my screen, there's different color shaded blue bars, just to let you know. The darker the color blue is, the more times that specific passage has been cited across other cases. So those would be ones that you may want to check out because they could be useful for your specific matter. But you can also just click right onto those and jump right to a specific section. And you'll notice these are actually clickable. So if we click on that, it'll populate a list of subsequent quotations of that passage and where those can be found in other cases. So a great way to expand your research and knowledge on a specific paragraph or citation. And then quickly, organizational tools here. Again, if you left click and drag your mouse over a passage and let go of that click, you can highlight that section. You can make a note on that paragraph. And you can also copy and paste with the citation. So very helpful if you're using, some text document, Microsoft Word, to draft information, you can copy and paste with the citation. And also wanted to mention over here on the left-hand side under the table of contents, any notes or highlights you create will live underneath your table of contents section. Some helpful tools up at the very top. You can save documents as favorites. So if you're citing to documents quite often, I would recommend saving those as a favorite. That'll add to your favorites folder in the folder section. You can also add the document straight to a folder here. You can print the information. You can choose to include your notes and highlights. And we are working on adding some additional features here, hopefully early on this year. And then you can share the document as well. You can copy a link straight to this page if someone else you're working with has access to vLex Fastcase or just the vLex ID, and then download as well. One additional thing I wanted to highlight is the related tab here. This is another example of the Vincent AI, how we're harnessing the powers of our Vincent AI tool. This is going to provide you with a list of suggested reading materials and documents that are similar to the case that you're on. So the Wilton v. Garcia case, you can see additional documents and content that may be relevant to what you're looking for under the related tab. And then lastly, I'll just cover the folders here, and then we'll jump back to our slideshow and get into some questions. But we'll jump to the folders there. Again, any favorites that you've saved, you can reference those under the favorites category here, and that'll allow you to easily jump right back into a document that you reference often. Any documents that you've made notes on will live under the documents with mark section. And then any of the folders that you've created as well, you can create subfolders, you can rename the folders, or even delete information out of there as well. And that is the vLex Fastcase platform overview. We'll go ahead and navigate back to our slideshow here, and I'm going to highlight our contact information for you. So going forward, you can get in touch with us. Let us know what challenges you're experiencing. If you need additional training resources, please don't hesitate to reach out to us. You can reach us at the helpdesk-us@vlex.com. Again, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern. You can also get in contact with our sales team. So anything that I've discussed that may not be included in your plan, you want to explore upgrading, please reach out to our sales team, or you can reach out to me and I will connect you with the most appropriate member of our team to discuss that with you. And then my personal information. As I mentioned, we want the feedback from you guys. You're our main source of information for people using the platform. So anything that you can provide for feedback or any questions, I'd be happy to address those and hopefully point you in the right direction. But with that, let's go ahead and open it up to some questions, and I'll leave the slideshow up here. So it looks like some people mentioned that they don't see the Get Started button or the Resource Center button in the bottom right corner. If you don't have that, shoot me an email. I'm happy to explore your account, make sure it's set up correctly. But most of you should have the information most of you should have that populate if it is your first time logging in. But even if you have already logged in before, if you haven't dismissed that checklist, it should populate until you dismiss that. So we have another question here. Someone just asked me to repeat the information about updating content library, state, federal. Did you say that when we release the cursor, the library and results update automatically? So let me go back to that just quickly here. So I think this is actually a two-parter. You can choose your jurisdiction here up at the top right before you run any search. But once you're on the search results page, you can select the different content libraries that you want to search for or search within based off your search criteria. So right now we're under cases, but if we wanted to change that to statutes and laws, you can easily just select that additional information, and that will populate any of that information there. And then someone asked about when downloading a court opinion to Word or PDF, is there a dual column formatting option as there was in Fastcase? That is actually a great question, and this is a repeated question I get all the time. This is something that our team is working on currently adding to the new platform. So it's not actively available in the vLex Fastcase platform at this time. However, we are working on adding that as an option going forward, because we do understand the how much people were using that function. So that is something that we have on the radar, and hopefully we'll be able to provide to our members here very soon. And then someone asked, where is the sliding bar, which adjusts the time period? That is down at the very bottom of the search results page. So you can, once you've ran a search, when you're on the search results page, that will populate down here at the bottom. You can just use that to slide your search, or just click on the search and enter exact dates. All right, and we are at the 3 o'clock mark here, so I'm going to go ahead and end our webinar. But before I do that, I want to mention that anybody who's asked a question, if you want to reach out to myself via email to get a little bit more information about that, if I didn't get to your question, please feel free to do that. But again, thank you all so much for joining us today for this training webinar. Be on the lookout for additional information from your bar as well as from us here at vLex going into the new year. We've got a lot of great stuff planned, but again, thank you all so much, and I hope you have a great rest of your afternoons. Everyone take care.